Hey y'all, today we're going to be making some chicken cobbler. Don't panic over that name. Trust me, it's going to be good. So we're going to start out by preheating our oven to 350, and then we're going to add 1 stick of melted butter to our 9x13 pan. Now, in the original recipe, she used canned chicken, and I cannot get on board with that, y'all. So I just had a rotisserie chicken, and I shredded up just the 2 chicken breasts. So that's what's in here, just 2 chicken breasts. You can cook them, get them whatever way you want to get them. Or you can use 2 cans of drained canned chicken if you like that, okay? So I'm just nitpicking that poor little chicken. I just wanted to make sure it was covered good. Now, she also just used peas in her recipe, but I had these mixed vegetables, and this sounded an awful lot like a chicken pot pie when I was reading, like looking over the recipe. So I just thought mixed vegetables would be perfect in this. So that's what I did. So I did not measure. I just kind of put a good little layer of the vegetables on there. I don't think it really matters, y'all, how many you put on there. However many you want will work. Maybe a cup. Let's go with a cup. Then I decided I would throw on some of this seasoning blend because, it's just like bell pepper, onion, celery, stuff like, you can't go wrong with that, right? So I just threw a couple little handfuls of that in there too. So I guess ultimately, if you want to chop up an onion and put in there, feel free. But I used some frozen mixed seasoning blend. So then next layer, we're going to put on some season. I put on a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. Y'all already know. You already know the routine. And then some salt and pepper. Now, don't mix any of this. That's why it's called a cobbler, I would imagine. Because, when you make a fruit cobbler, you just layer everything and you don't mix it. Well, that's the same principle for this. If we're just using, it's just savory, y'all. So just layer everything, don't mix it. Garlic, onion, salt, pepper. All right, scoot your little pan out of the way, and then we're going to make the topping. Now, the topping for this is the cheddar bay biscuit mix from a Red Lobster. And we know everybody loves these. So the only thing, she made them from the package directions, except she didn't use water. She used a cup of milk instead. So I did the same thing she did. And so we're just going to take our biscuit mix, add a cup of milk. Then you're going to add the little seasoning packet that comes in it. Then you're going to add in there about a half a cup of shredded cheese. Now I had the reduced fat mixed shredded cheese, so that's what I used. You can use whatever your little heart desires, okay? And then we're just gonna mix this up really, really well. Just make sure you got everything incorporated. You don't want to bite into a big hunk of flour, or biscuit mix in this case, when you get this cooked. So just mix it up real well. And of course you want your cheese all mixed through there too, so every little bite has a little cheese in it. And this is not going to make it cheesy. It just gives you a cheesy flavor, okay? It is not like a stringy cheesy kind of situation. Okay, so once you get your biscuit mix made, you just going to kind of dollop it. Y'all like that word? Dollop, big words. You're just going to kind of scoop it onto the top. Now, again, don't stir this. And she just kind of did hers in little, and y'all know I'll link the original, video down below for y'all. But she just put like little scoops all over hers. But I just kind of was thinking, I didn't really want some parts to have a lot of the topping and then some parts really not have any of the topping. So I decided that I was just going to kind of spread it over the top. But if you recall, I did not grease this pan because it didn't call for it to be greased. So, and we know we got 40 pounds of butter in the bottom. So I just kind of scooched it, but I didn't scooch it all the way to the edge. You see what I'm saying? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. I know y'all know what I'm saying. So I just kind of spread it out a little bit. It don't have to be perfect. I left, a few little gaps in there. I just didn't go all the way to the edge with it, okay? So once you get your little biscuit mix all spread out how you want it or dolloped on how you want it, whatever works for you, then we're going to put the liquid part of this together, okay? So we're going to put, we're going to use 1 can of cream soup. I think she had cream of chicken. I don't have any cream of chicken, or I didn't this day, so I had cream of mushroom, and that's what I used. So you're going to take 1 can of whatever cream soup that you have on hand or that you want to use. And we're going to put that in a little bowl. And then we're going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. Okay? Just add your 2 little cups of chicken broth in there. And then we're just going to whisk this around really good, you know, until you get your cream soup all good and mixed in there with your broth. So just whisk it with your little baby whisk right on around in there. And then we're just going to pour this right over the top. Again, chicken cobbler, y'all. So we're going to pour the liquid right over the top. And then we're going to bake it, okay? So I started out pouring around the edges because I wanted to make sure that I had enough liquid, you know, where all my stuff was sitting. But then I didn't want this biscuit topping to be dry either, like to just be, you know, too dried out. So I just went ahead and poured it all over the top of my little biscuit topping. And I wasn't thinking that all them darn mushrooms was going to come out at the end, and they made my little thing just look ugly, y'all. Look at that. Just mushrooms everywhere. But that's okay. You know what? It tasted good. In the oven for, it says 45 minutes. I had to let mine cook for about an hour. Now you see it's got a lot of liquid still down in the bottom when you first pull it out. So just let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes and it'll go on and soak the rest of that liquid up. Y'all, I was a little leery about it. I'll be honest, but this stuff is so good. The biscuit topping, which, I mean, you can't go wrong with a cheddar biscuit anyway, right? But it's just light and fluffy. It's not packy. It's done perfectly. It's just good. Y'all got to try it, okay? I'm going to pop y'all another video right over here, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.